Okay, there we go. Okay, y'all, I'm so excited about tonight. Let's see, I was trying to think, when did I meet this awesome speaker? Let's see. I think, Kim, I was trying to think when we met. It might have been at Green Carpet. I think
it was at something. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was Green Carpet, something. Anyways, I remember I was so excited when I finally got to meet Kim, because John and we became Facebook friends, and then we would crack up. Like, her post, we were on a road trip somewhere, and you know when you have like those 2 or 3 people that, like, you go to their wall and you're gonna die. We were laughing. I think we had Joey and Stacy in the car, and I was going through reading all Kimberly's posts, and we were just laughing at how funny and how real and raw she was. It was awesome. So yeah, when we need a good laugh and we want to hear some fun stories, you just go to this girl's page, y'all. She's such a joy to be around. It's been so neat just to see her and her team, their momentum, their drive. She has just soared to the top, promoted to ambassador not long ago, is a top 10 income earner. I mean, she is just doing incredible. Oh, Stacy said in the chat, we were dying. Where were we? I don't know where we were, but it was, we were going through all her posts. I remember John's like, I gotta meet this.
We met in the VIP shopping line.
That's when it was.
In the store, and we were checking out. That's when it was.
Okay, was that Green Carpet?
That was Green Carpet, yep.
Yeah, that was Green Carpet.
It was Green Carpet or one conference.
It was one of those, but it was so funny. But anyways, I'm just so thankful and excited that she took the time to share with us tonight. I know, for one, when I get asked to do Zooms, it's not always easy because your schedule's always packed. You're doing stuff for your team. So to take the time and to pour into another team, I appreciate that, and we thank you for that. So we're excited. So, girl, will you start off? Because I don't even know your whole story, so I'm just excited to hear it. Will you start off by sharing your story, how you found this business, maybe how you got to Diamond, and then what did you do for that Diamond to Ambassador, and then we'll ask a few questions.
Well, all right then, honey. You just gave me a lot to go into at one time. So, again, my name's Kim Satterwhite. I just celebrated 3 years with It Works on Friday at the boot camp in Nashville. So I was super excited about that. And basically, when It Works found me, guys, I was in another opportunity that I had been with for a while, and was just at a point, guys, I was just burned out. I had been with them for about 15 years at that time, and I was doing okay, but I knew that I needed to be doing more. I knew that I wanted more out of life. I didn't know how it was going to come, but I knew that the amount of work and effort that I would have had to continue to put into what I was currently doing, the money was not adding up to what was coming out. And I needed to find something. I just didn't know what that something was. And so one day I went and got a pedicure, and I was blitzed. And the funny thing about it is I was blitzed before then, but the people who blitzed me, I knew them, and they were like these people who would go to companies and they would like company hop. So of course, when they tried to blitz me and tell me about It Works and, share the information, I absolutely was not open, because again, that was their pattern, hop. And so when I finally was connected and was able to really see, what It Works was about, and once I was able to understand the big major differences between the two companies, I did do a clean, I call it a clean break. Like, I just broke out. Okay, I did a clean break, stopped that business, came into It Works, and guys, I came in ready to run. I was in a position I had to create a 6-figure income to replace what I was currently doing. So I knew when I came through the door, I didn't have time to play. And so Triple Diamond was at minimum that I had to get to.
People that did not hear that, did y'all hear? She joined because she got blitzed. Like, that is crazy. And I did not know that until you said that at this, I think I had recently heard it right before this last boot camp. So somebody sitting next to her in the pedicure chair blitzed her. And now there is an ambassador, top 10 income earner in their downline. That's mind blowing. Okay, keep going. That's just like, in case I didn't get that, like yeah. It wasn't adding 1,000 people on social media. It wasn't even, it was literally the boldness to blitz the person next to you in the pedicure chair. Okay.
That's it. And that person was Ambassador Diamond Rhonda Hartman. That's who blitzed me. And so, excuse me, the thing I tell people that, yeah, I was blitzed, but I was blitzed at the right time. I was blitzed at the right time, guys. When Rhonda blitzed me, I was at a point I was open to something more, and I needed something more. And so, of all the businesses, all the people, all the things that, I could have, would have, should have maybe thought about, maybe if I do this, maybe if I do that, I do believe that things happen in God's perfect timing. And it was no doubt that I was supposed to find it works. And it did ultimately, clearly change my life, guys. When I came in, very, very focused to know that, okay, I'm literally walking away from everything I know to do something new, to do something that I'm not all the way comfortable with, but I know that if this product does what they say it's going to do, and I can show this and put this on people and be able to help them see what this product can do and share the business side of it to help them create income, I was smart enough to know that I could duplicate it. I love the simplicity of this business. What we have, guys, it's super simple, the steps, but you have to be willing to do the work. And so when I came in, I literally said, okay, I have to be a triple diamond. To match what I was making, I had to go triple. And so, guys, I didn't let up until I went triple. And that took me 6 months to get to triple. And when I got to triple, guys, my income was well over what the average triple makes, because, guys, I had that momentum. And that's where we're at right now. We're in a place of either we're in momentum in our business or we're building back to the momentum in our business, which is why this product launch today was just so amazing and so awesome. You think of how many people drink coffee and how big that industry is, guys. This is going to be huge for your businesses. And so I came in, like I said, I went to triple my first 6 months in, and then I think 5 months later, I went presidential. I think I went presidential on my year anniversary that month. So when I hit my first year, I was presidential. And guys, I was really hoping to have been ambassador my first year in. That was the original goal. But you know what? God said no. And guys, he took me through a process of basically pruning me. So I had my plan. He had his plan. And so I stayed in what I call presidential jail for a year. I stayed in presidential jail for a year where I was at a place, and this is what I want y'all to know. I don't care what level you're at. Anybody can be at a level and feel stuck or feel like, okay, I have to get to the next level. It doesn't matter what level you're at. And so I was at that place at presidential, and I was at a place of frustration. I was at a place of, okay, I need to go ambassador. How am I going to get there? When I looked at my charts and when I looked at different things and thought, okay, this is the route I'm going to take. It was almost like I was playing Rubik's. What's that little game Tetris, where you would just, maneuver and do all this and that. And then it just got to a point I said, you know what? I took some time to just really look at, on my team, a realistic viewpoint of who really wanted it. Guys, sometimes we can have people in place and it looks good, but it's not always good. And I got a real look at my team. I got a real look at, who I had that was ultimately committed, my leaders, the people that were going to be there through the long haul. And guys, we got together. And we came together and literally like a band, like we almost made a band together. It's not even almost, we did. We went to conference, we walked out of conference, made a decision that we were going to become an Ambassador Diamond team. And me and my leaders, we band together and just really ultimately promised that nobody would be left behind. And so it looked like a whole lot of accountability. Like my team got accountable on a whole nother level. It was uncomfortable for me. Being the leader, it was uncomfortable for all of my leaders involved, because we had to band together and say, no matter what, none of us are going to be a step behind the other. Like we are all pushing forward and promoting at the same time in the same month. And we had to do it early, because that was another thing. Ambassador is the biggest promotion on the income chart. So we were not going to be in a position on the very last day of the month that we were trying to figure out all these different promotions. And so, guys, that's basically what happened. We did end up promoting hours early. We didn't promote days early, but we did promote hours early, because that expectation was there and everybody was in that momentum, and it was a different kind of energy. I was talking to someone today and I was saying, do you remember when we went Ambassador? Do you remember how the excitement was just booming and it was just overflowing? And it was because a vision was casted. A vision was casted to the team. And guess what? They got enrolled. They got enrolled and they got involved. I was having people from all over the business, all different parts of my business calling saying, Kim, what do I need to do to be a part of this? I want to be a part of this team's win. What role can I play? What do I need to do? And that was because they saw us, all of us, coming together, leading from the front and doing the things that we need to do. And so, guys, I believe that the team was capable of doing this. I've always known that we had a powerhouse team, but I had to get to the point where, guess what? They believed it as well. And so that's the first thing I would say. The biggest tip that I would have for you guys is, where's your belief at today? Where's your belief in yourself that you can be successful first and foremost? And then where's the belief in the opportunity? First of all, you got to believe in yourself. Second of all, you got to believe in the opportunity. How sold out are you on this opportunity? I personally was so sold out that, guys, I didn't have a backup plan. Now, I'm not telling you guys not to have a backup plan and quit your job tomorrow, but I was that sold out on this opportunity because I saw enough people becoming successful repetitively over and over and over again. And they weren't taking long to do it. And so my thought process was, okay, if I can spend this many hours and just buckle down for the first 3 to 6 months and go all the way in and do the things I need to do to get myself to this position, is it worth it? And for me, that answer was yes. And so, guys, I didn't. The first 6 months, I didn't watch TV at all. I didn't do nothing. I was not hanging out on the weekends hardly. I would do things as I needed to for my family, for my kids. But like all of the other stuff that I didn't have to do, the girlfriend time, the trips, the stuff like that, it went on hold. And I just told him, I said, listen, right now I'm working on a really big goal. It's not going to always be like this, but for now it is like this. And I do not have that time that I can pull away right now. And those people, if they wanted to see me, guess what? They had to hold me a rap party. If they wanted me to be in their space, okay, I will, but I'm going to turn into a rap party. It was already understood. I would come out if there was a way I could plug It Works into that business or into that trip or into that outing, because, guys, I just didn't have time for much more outside of that. And so then when we went to Triple Diamond, guys, everything was great. Everything was good. I had totally surpassed my highest check in that other company of 15 years by far. And so the goal had been met. And so, guys, that was the initial goal, get to triple and, just see what happens. Well, when you get to triple, obviously you want to go to Prez. And when you go to Prez, you're like, I'm one rank away from being the ambassador. Like, I have to do this. And so, guys, for me, it was more so about, I had to show my team what was possible, not just them seeing it from someone else's team, but for them to see it from my team. And guys, that started with me. I was talking to one of my leaders today, and she was just sharing about her team, and she was sharing that, she was waiting on this one to do this, and she was going to wait on this one to do that. And I said, I'm listening to your verbiage, and you're saying you're going to wait on them to do this and wait on them to do that. I said, you are literally setting yourself up for failure. Instead of waiting for them to do anything, you need to be leading from the front at all times and making sure that you are continually working your steps and bringing new business into your organization. And so I know that has made a difference for me, guys. I have never missed my steps since being in the company, but typically I do the steps more than once. And so, guys, what I teach my team is if they want to run on a fast track, the steps is that's like bare balls minimum. But if they want to run on a faster track, you double it. And then you just do the best you can, guys. Some of my team, they're great at enrolling loyals. They are the bomb at getting loyals. Maybe distributors is their weakness, or maybe they're the bomb at distributors, but the loyal is their weakness. And I tell them, look, you do the best you can, and we work on those needed areas, those weaker areas for them. But, guys, they're vested. And so I want to challenge you, when you look at this business and when you look at your steps, how are you looking at it? Are you looking at it like, all I got to do is get 4 loyals and 3 distributors and I'm done? Guys, I did that. But the difference is I said I have to do it by the 15th. So I would say that, and I would work my business like all I have to do is get 4 loyals and 3 distributors. And I would really drill myself to see how quick can I get those people in. And guys, when I started holding myself to making sure I did it and did it as fast as I could, it left so much month left for me to do it again if I wanted to. And so now, guess what? I'm in overflow. So if you're on this Zoom and you're thinking, gosh, I'm not where I want to be, the first thing I would ask you is, when is the last time you did your steps in full? What month was it? When was the last time you finished it in full? Because guys, if you're coming on board and you're bringing people in this organization and you're saying to them, hey, all we do is follow 3 steps, as their sponsor, you want to be able to not only lay that in front of them, but show them how they're going to fill out their own steps, which is going to obviously multiply your income. And so that's what we began to do. I began to really realize very quickly that, okay, Kim, if you want to move, or if you want to do this or that, or have this promotion, or whatever you're trying to do, everything in this business is based around those steps to success. Every single thing. It still points back to the steps. And when I got that, guys, that just became my focus. And so just mastering the art and the skill. I know, Sherry, you would agree with me when I would say, hey, if I know I need to do my steps in full and I don't have a lot of time, for me, the quickest way to do the steps is to do a wrap party. It was for me to get in front of the people. And so that's what y'all need to figure out tonight, is what is your quickest way that you work the best in? Is it social media? Some people think it's social media, but it's not. Because if you're posting nonstop and you're not getting to close those people out, guys, we can't just sit on social media. We got to start getting belly to belly in front of some people and making that connection. That is something that is absolutely necessary. And so even though I work my business like 70%, 80% online, a lot of times those connections and those relationships that I'm forming on social media, I still take those offline. Whether it be on the Zoom, whether it be on a phone call, whether it be on a one-on-one if they're local. Still, yes, social media may have been the initial first platform, but I'm really, really good at taking those relationships offline so that they can hear my voice, so that I can hear their voice, so that they can see me, so that I can see them. And guys, you're going to have way more leverage and you're going to go way further than you are just simply posting and waiting and going back and forth in people's inboxes. And so when I realized that, I literally was like, you know what? I'm doing wrap parties at my house. I'm doing wrap parties at the local Panera. I'm doing wrap parties inside the homes. And that's what I began to do. Another thing that I did at my wrap parties, guys, I took the steps to success in there. And I took it in there and I just had black and white copies, like it wasn't even fancy. And everybody got a copy of the steps to success. And so, guys, when I went to the party pad, and when I went through the party pad, they had already tried the products. And then we go to the steps to success where they're talking about the income chart. And what I like to do at my parties is have everybody call out what income could help you. And I always tell them, you know what, if you can imagine doing this on a part-time basis, we're talking 6 to maybe 8 hours a week, what income could help your family? And most people chose between Ruby and Emerald. It never fails. Most people are going to go right between Ruby and Emerald. That's what they're looking for. And then I hand them the steps to success and I'll say, okay, guys, so you tried some products. And I know that of the products that we tried today, that at least 4 people that can benefit. We're going to play a little game. Go ahead and write them down. And they would write those people on the steps to success. And then I would say, okay, looking at this income chart, who do you know that's an at-home mom? Who do you know that's recently stopped working? Who do you know that needs to make an extra income? Who do you know that's working a second job? Who needs to make some extra money? Write them down. And they would write those people's name down. And guys, I would tie that into how simple it is that we follow 3 steps to create incomes on that chart. But part 2 of that was my referral sheet. So in addition to that, I would do a drawing for a sample pack. I'd do a drawing for a free wrap, and I would have them write their name and phone number on top. And so, guys, I would collect those and I would pull from that. But guess what I just got? I just got names and phone numbers of people that they know that need to make money and that need to use the product. And so those are my referrals. And so what I would do is ask them. I would say, you know what? Tell me on this sheet, what is it that you want to have that you're not purchasing today? After we would close out their sale and they didn't get something, I would find something that I know that they wanted. And I would tell them that when I call your friends and on this list that need this product, I'm going to share with them your excitement. And I'm going to share with them that, you started this product and what? I need you to back me up and do the same thing. When these people try one of my products, I'm going to give you XYZ for free. That's what I started doing. And so, guys, I would walk out of parties and have 40 to 50 referrals and just loyal customers. And so what happens with a loyal customer referral is that when you have a mutual person, and so if Sherry Lynn, is your friend, and then I call you and I say, oh my gosh, Michelle, I'm so excited. You don't know me, but girl, we have a mutual friend named Sherry Lynn that came to one of my events this weekend, and she is absolutely in love with this product that I was able to offer her. And Sherry Lynn has also put up heads up for me to say, hey, such and such is going to give you a buzz. She's super cool. So when she calls, just flow with it. And so, guys, it was a warm intro. So there's so many different ways that you can pull people's info outside of just not just blitzing, but blitzing. You got online, you have vendor booths and things like that. And you also have these referrals that you can pull from. There's times that I've went in my business when I felt that I need to get into some numbers really quick. Like I need a list of people I can call for a certain product. I will call customers that I know love that product and ask them for referrals. I know that you love this product. Which one of your friends that you know would love this product? And so when you give me 5 people that try my product, or if you give me 5 referrals, I'll give you X, Y, Z. And guys, it's always something that they don't have. And it can even be a sample pack. I've done that. Matter of fact, I actually just ordered some more little, some wow samples and some green bags so that I'm going to divide up and do my sample packs, because that's what I'm going to start giving away all the way through the holidays. People who book a party with me, people who sit down one-on-one with me, give them some samples that they can try for a couple of days, which obviously they're going to love, turn around and want to order those products. And so, guys, it doesn't have to be nothing outside of the It Works line. It's always something inside of it. But get creative, guys. Get creative and get in front of the people would be one of my biggest tips to you tonight.
I love that. So when you joined Kimberly, I know that sorry, my throat. I know for you it was different. So I mean, if anyone that hopped on later, she said she was with the company before direct sales for 15 years, about triple diamond. Well, actually 2 things. I was jotting down notes. I was like, okay, I got things I would ask. So first of all, before I ask you this question, so you said that you were with that company 15 years, yet you in your first 6 months had a higher paycheck than you'd ever had in 15 years. Was that right?
That is correct.
Wow. So for somebody like what? So you're familiar with the industry. Like I knew nothing about direct sales industry. Like you were familiar. You were a leader. What would you say when it comes to It Works and its compensation plan? Like, do you feel like was it the comp plan? Is it the products? Like, how were you able to make in 6 months more than you'd made in 15 years? Or have a higher?
Well, clearly it was a comp plan. It was a comp plan. The comp plan and It Works was way higher than what I was currently doing. Way higher. And I was working like 5 times as hard for the same amount of money. And that's the biggest difference. And so what I was willing to do there and was accustomed to doing, when I pulled that same effort over into It Works, it was like far well over and beyond what I was used to. Like I was used to doing way more work than what I've ever done in It Works.
That's crazy. Ever. Okay. That's incredible. So when you were going diamond, and so you did have obviously somewhat of a network, but when you were going diamond, so you've talked to us about parties. I know you do social media, then you get them. So is that what happened? You joined, and then did you just start calling people? Like for somebody that's new, what was it that that you did? I mean, and I know, like I said, you did come from a company, so you did have some, a network, but still, what was it that you did to go down? Like, were you calling, like posting, meeting up? Was it party? Like, what did you do to promote so fast?
Well, it was parties. And the funny thing about it is that you would think I had a huge network, but I wasn't even able to talk to any of those people. Like I couldn't touch them, I couldn't reach out. So I was very respectful of that, and I did it. At this point, of course, that's lifted, but back then I was unable to talk to any of those people. Okay. And I was very respectful of everybody, what they were doing. And so I started posting on social media. And what I started doing was using the products. I got some really great before and after pictures, guys. I started posting and sharing, what I was drinking for breakfast, incorporating the greens. And people just started seeing me using the product. They started seeing me in my It Works gear. And of course, I was regularly posting on social media. But in the meantime, I was still doing wrap parties. I was hosting them at my house. I would have my team come. I would tell my team, look, we're going to do these every Wednesday, every Thursday. And they would come get their guests in front of me, and we would collectively do wrap parties together. So everyone would be kind of assigned a task to do. I'd have one of them go over the greens. I'd have one of them go over the fine and gel. One of them would do the fat fighter demonstration. One would come be my rap girl and help me work the rap room. And so I gave my team a part to play so that they were a part of it and not just sitting there watching. They actually got up and got involved, and they would come with their guests. We would tell the guests, if you bring someone with you, you get $5 extra off your wrap. They brought 2 people, they get 10 off their wrap. So if they came to the door with people, we would give them a discount off of the wrap, and we would immediately wrap them, let them try the products. But guys, that's the thing. Like, I did wrap parties because the close rate was like 100%. I mean, it'd be like a 90 to 100% close rate at every single party. And so my thoughts was, if that's the case, why in the world would I not be doing these?
Yeah.
Like, it made no sense. And that's how I promoted so fast, because I was in front of so many people. And guess what? I remember going to wrap parties, guys. I recruited everybody in the room. Every guest there said, I want to be a distributor. And so those hostesses would sign up and then bring those people in up under them. So it was almost like we were doing wrap parties. We were getting loyal customers. And then I would tell the hostess, okay, I can put them in under me, or I can put them in under you. And she would sign up. We'd go ahead and get her in first, move those customers under her. And we were building those organizations and building that volume. And then we would turn around and do a lunch party. And so now, with it being so convenient for us to get on Zoom, I have a team that's out of state. I do online parties all the time, but that doesn't take away from what I'm willing to do locally in my house, and to still do wrap parties as well and go into people's homes. Absolutely.
So then I also wrote that you said, for you, you're like, I want to double my steps, my steps to success. So so I hear a lot, well, I've asked everybody, or I feel a little tapped out, or, maybe some people that have been in 2 years, they feel like, oh man, that war market. How are you 3 years in still growing your business? Still, I mean, not only top 10 surf and turf winner, how are you still doing that this 3 years in?
Girl, the same way you're doing it. Surf and turf winner, top 10.
I wouldn't have heard from you though.
The same way you're doing it. I blitz, guys. I get up, I get out the house, I open my mouth. Every single person that is in my space, for the most part, they're going to hear about it works. They're going to see it. I'm going to leave a card. I'm going to blitz them some kind of way. They're going to know. Guys, I had in Nashville, the waiter that waited on our table the night that we did a little mini team meetup came back and met me the next morning to get information and to hear about it works. Total stranger I met the night before. And so guess what? He wants to go Ruby. And I blitzed 2 other people in the restaurant the same night. So guess what? We're trying to close those other 2 ladies out to put them up under him, so that because they're there in the same city, same restaurant, that those can be his team members. I'm going to help him do it and get him in a position to go Ruby. And so it's my mouth is always open. It's always open, guys. And it's not, I don't cut on a switch to say, hey, I'm going to go working today. It's just embedded in us. It's become a lifestyle. And I know, Sherry, you understand that. I mean, I don't even know how to get out the house and put on nothing outside of It Works gear. When I have to go get dressed up, or someone's like, hey, we're going here, I'm like, can I wear my It Works gear? If I have to put on something else, it's just weird, because that's how much of it's just embedded in my day-to-day. I know I'm going to wake up. I know I'm going to use these products. I know I'm going to wake up and I know I'm slapping on my ear.
I got in my gear. John's over here in his gear.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Sherry. It's the truth. What's up, John? And that's it. I mean, it's a lifestyle, guys. And, I have people that say that to me. I've dried up my market. Nobody wants it. And it's them. It's clearly them, and they're not blitzing, and they're not opening their mouth, because you're not going to tell me when you walk out the house and you're at the dry cleaners, or you're at Walmart, or you're at the restaurant, or you're in line and you have the mom in front of you, or you have the mom in back of you that's complimenting you on your hair. That is a conscious decision for you to walk away and get in your car, versus you saying, you know what, that was such an awesome compliment. Oh my goodness. This is my business right here, and I would love to give you a coupon for it. Bam. Have you ever heard of this? And you give them this. And you give them an opportunity, guys, to make a connection. Everybody that's nice to me, everybody that's friendly with me, automatically you get blitzed. Because this is a gift. Like, I literally look at this card just like I would look at a diamond. Okay? Same value. This is as precious to me as this big diamond would be if it was real. Okay? Same value. But guess what? This is way more valuable than this. And you know why? Because this business is going to afford me way more than what this one diamond would cost me long term. And so, guys, when I look at the Blitz card, I'm like, all you're doing is giving away a gift. That's it.
Yeah, I love
just
that.
giving away a gift. That's it.
So, I mean, you're talking to people, you're making new connections. One thing that jumps out with me is that you're bold, that you're excited, that you're passionate, that you believe in what you do. And that's the first thing. If you're not, and my guess would be that you were like me when you first joined, you were already speaking and saying, oh yeah, I'm going diamond next month when you were ruby, because you just knew it was going to happen, Okay. So I had a few people that have sent me questions. They're like, you've got to ask my questions. How do you jump the funk? If you're in a funk, if you get in a funk or you're feeling down or you're feeling like you had a slow month or you've got people, maybe team members quitting, so you're feeling down, how do you get over the funk and just back in your groove?
Well, this is a sure way to get you in your funk, get you out of your funk is, I just did this with a girl last night. Some of y'all may have heard me say this before, but one of the things I like to do when I'm in a funk or that someone else is in a funk and I'm trying to help them get out of it is I have them write down 50 reasons why this business would make a difference for them at the level they need to be at. So let's say that level is triple diamond. Okay, great. When you go triple, what's changing? 50 things. Well, what's going to happen is, guys, when you get to the first 5, 10, 15, 20, you'll write them down. More money. Maybe my bills won't be late. I'll be able to do this. Little Johnny can take piano lessons. I can get my hair fixed weekly. I can get my nails done weekly. I can pay for groceries. You'll name stuff really quickly. But once you get past those first initial, 15 or 20, now you got to dig deeper. And you got to dig deeper. And you got to dig deeper. And now is the real deal of, you're going to start realizing as you're writing stuff out, it's going to be a big slap in the face. Like, I have to do this, because if I don't look at all these things that are dependent on me to get it together, to be able to fix, and it's a reality check. And so, guys, when I do this exercise, not only do I write it down, but I make copies. I have a copy in my office. I have a copy in my bedroom. I have a copy on the refrigerator. I have a copy in my wall. The areas that I'm going to see on a regular basis, guys, I'm looking at that list. I'm looking at that list, because when you look at that list and it's in your face, you are making a conscious decision to say, you know what I'm doing right now, or my feelings, is more important than the things that are on this list. And I know for me, I just wasn't willing to have that happen. And ironically, here we are 3 years later, almost every single thing that was on my initial list that I first wrote years ago, all of it's checked off. Almost everything, guys. And so, guys, it's real. And so, you can't expect anybody or any one thing or any one person to be your motivator on a daily basis. You have to find that internally. And that's what I tell my team. They know, like, my job is not to motivate you. It's to inspire you. You need to motivate yourself. Well, and the thing about it, your bills and your current status and situation and goals and things you want to do that maybe you can't do should be motivation for you enough to do something about it. And that's the hard part. We all fall in funks. We all get down. Even now, I have days that are off. Today has not been the best day for me. I've been super emotional all day long. But you know what? I remember this morning when I was feeling myself like getting really down and really stressed and really worried. I actually got off the phone with someone and said, you know what? I'm about to take a quick bubble bath and I need to reset. And that's exactly what I did. I went and I ran some water. I got in the tub. I reset. And I said, when I get out this tub, it's just like I woke up. And it's something I have to tell myself, because if I continue to sit and ponder and think about those things that obviously were heavy on me, and it's real life. I have family in Puerto Rico, so this is real life affecting my immediate family. And but at the same time, guess what? It was still the 25th, 26th, whatever the day is, and we still have goals. New product was still launching. So I could not shut off from my team and just go in a hole and be like, okay, I'm just going to be invisible for the day. I had to get it together. And guys, there's days that you need to get it together, regardless of what's going on. If you don't get it together, now you're going to have two problems. Whatever your problem was, and you still don't have no money. So you get to decide, do you want to do a 2-for-1, or do you want to fix the problem, push through? And, you know, I cry. I have moments that I take breaks and things, but I don't take days off. If I take a break, it's like some hours or something. I may take a day, but you come back that next day and you're making up for what you didn't do the day before. You're going even harder, guys. And that's the difference. And so those who get that can bounce back very quickly and get out of those funks, and those who can't typically stay in them.
I love that. No, I mean, and that's so good about just writing those things down and then seeing like, this is why I'm doing it. It's like not only it's reminding you of a why, but 49 other things, like what will hitting that rank do? So this kind of goes along with this a little bit. One of my triple diamonds, a presidential diamond on the team said, I don't know how to phrase this question for Kim, but I hear people say that she is so real with her DTs in training and telling them what to do, what not to do, and what she thinks hold them back. And I'd love to know her thoughts on that. Like, I don't, so like, how do you do that? Like, you know, people do say that, like, Kim is so real, like she tells it how it is. Like, is that just like you telling the truth in love, or, you know, how do you make sure that your team sees you? Because I mean, in my honest opinion, I don't feel like every leader I see in this company is someone real. And so I think that's like admirable and something like, you know, I respect and like. So tell me your thoughts on that.
Well, this is my thoughts. Okay. This is, and that's funny that person asked that. I'm laughing because I always get people either in my inbox, other leaders, or somewhere at a conference or convention, and they always come up and say, man, I wish I could say some of the stuff that you say publicly. Or, man, I wish that I could say some of the stuff that you say I want to say to my team. And I'm like, well, just say it. Because to me, when you love somebody and you care for something, your job is to protect it. Your job is to try to keep it from harm's way, first of all. So when I see things on my team that have to be addressed, or that I see that they're doing that are hurting their business or could potentially hurt their business, if I don't tell them those things, in my opinion, I'm not being a real good leader for them, first and foremost. But you have to also understand that I have a team, and I have a semi-diverse team, but it's not all the way diverse as I would like it to be. So my team is predominantly African-American, and I'm just going to go on and say it. Okay, so listen, they work differently. We work differently. There are things that we face when we're out building a business that sometimes other people can't understand. And so with me leading predominantly that team, there are things that I can't beat around the bush with them with. I can't tiptoe. They don't want it like that. They don't want me skip-toeing around and trying to doll things up with baby powder. They want me to give it to them straight up, because I've been there. And if I can save them heartache and time and frustration and just tell them straight up, they can handle it. They're big girls. I have big girls and big boys on my team that can handle it. And the reason that I feel I can share these things with them and be so open, transparent, blunt, and bold is because they know at the end of the day, I sincerely care about them. Yeah. I care about business. I've shown them that. And I think that when you as a leader or as a sponsor can show those people that you're leading, that your ultimate goal, or that your ultimate, you know, what you're working for is not just about you, but they feel it's also helping them too, everything changes. And that's the difference, guys. If I was any other way, my team would absolutely not relate. I'm serious. And they just wouldn't. I mean, they'd be like, what the hell just happened? Where'd she go? Because they know that I'm going to tell them what I see and what it is, but also I could be wrong sometimes. I mean, that's another thing. You know, sometimes, you know what, they may learn another way of doing stuff from someone else, and I'm all for that. But if I can save them time and say, hey, this is what I found, this is what I've learned, and this is what I've done, then that's what I'm going to do. And I can say that for our team, it's a mixture. It's a mixture of, you know, online. It's a mixture of that belly to belly, but mainly because we're so skeptical half the time, we got to get in their face. We got to get belly to belly, and we got to get in those homes and really make a connection with people.
No, I love that. Okay, well, this kind of goes to one more. These were questions sent to me. They're like, you have to ask him this. So I'm like, okay. And another person said, another person said, so these are not my questions, but hey, I think they're good enough to read. She said, how do you get those DTs who always make excuses to see the big picture and work? So like, I know what I would say, but what would you say? So how do you, get your distributors who make excuses to see the big picture and work?
I do this. Y'all see this?
Okay. Yeah.
A big pencil.
Okay.
And that's it. This is what I do. I erase them off my chart. Yep. So I got another backup eraser. No, seriously, guys, if they're making up excuses all the time, then that's their MO. That's what they're going to do. When I identify that this particular distributor, if I've tried to talk to you, 3-4 times, 2 or 3 times, and every single time I come to you, you give me an excuse, guys, that is a clear indication that that's not your person. And you need to let them be. And guys, I have done this with people in a ruby box. I've done it to people in an emerald box. I've had emeralds that had people under them that were not working. I have rolled up emeralds at $4,000 and $5,000 volume in a 400 box, and they will just continue to be a 400 box for forever. And that's fine. But if they're not willing to work and do what they need to do, then they just don't get my time. It's too draining.
I love that. I think that's good. Perfect. Okay. Last 2 questions. So a lot of people ask me this, and I know this is probably my least favorite question because I'm like, oh, I don't have like a typical day. But if you picked like an ideal day in the life of Kim, what does it look like? What are those income producing things that you're doing? Like whether it's a 6 list or a checklist, like what are your non-negotiables that you're like, this is what I do. This is how I get, to Ambassador and keep moving up. And
okay, that's a good question. And so I'm like you, Sherry. I don't really have a schedule. It changes. I mean, there's days that I'm hopeful that I'm gonna stick to this certain schedule, but then it's just whatever. But my non-negotiables, guys, is definitely the 6 most important things list that Sherry's talking about. But I do teach my team 25 contacts a day, 25. And if they need loyals, it can be all loyals. If they need to work on their recruiting more, then they can say 15 a day for the business, 10 for customers. But guys, they just roll them forward. And so however long it takes them to do that, I know for me, when I sit down and I reach out to 25 people, guys, a lot of times I'm in their inbox doing voice memo. So it may take 30 minutes for me to do it, but it's super fast. I've reached out to them and it's check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark. And then throughout the day, some of those people are responding. Some of those people may not respond till a couple of days later, but I'm rolling over the ones that, again, are either I haven't reached out to or the ones that it's been 2 or 3 days and they haven't responded back to my message. I will then follow up a second time and just assume that they, just got busy. Hey girl, I know that you got busy, Sherry Lynn. I saw that you got my message. So excited. And so I just wanted to follow up and see if, whatever it was I was asking. And I know you just got busy and probably meant to respond and just got sidetracked. I don't assume, oh my God, they read my message. They're not interested. They didn't respond. They don't want to do it. And that's the biggest mistake so many of you guys make. Guys, I get messages all day. And there's times I'm driving, there's times I'm in the shower, there's times I got stuff on my hands and I'm seeing something come up on my phone and I'm like, I'll deal with that later. And I'll see the message, but I'm like, I'm gonna go back to it later. Well, guys, I may get 10 more messages come in to push those messages down. And now it's not in my immediate list. When I see, I have to go digging and searching for it. And guess what? If it's your business and you're trying to get my business, it's not my job to follow back up with you to give you my business. It's your job to follow up with me to get mine. That's the difference. And so guys, when you look at it like that, you won't think of your business as being such a burden. You'll start looking at it like, you know what? I'm the one going for the sale. I'm the one that's trying to gain their business. What separates you from the next distributor is the question. What is the difference with you? Why are they shopping with you? Why should I be your customer versus Kim's customer that lives next door? Why should I shop with you? What are you going to do that's going to separate you from Sherry? Why am I going to, you have to ask yourself those things. What sets you apart? And guys, when you know that, your confidence begins to grow. And so I tell people all the time, I don't care how many people are doing it works on, even in my neighborhood. I mean, guess what? Even in my neighborhood, even in my area, even in my daughter's school, there could be 15 other moms that do it works. And that's fine. And I wouldn't even have had to be an ambassador. I would have known, you know what, they're going to shop with me because I'm going to give them great customer service. They're going to want to shop with me because I know my products. They're going to want to shop with me because I can offer them a catalog, give them a sample, and blitz them because I'm prepared. They're going to shop with me because I'm having weekly things available for them to bring someone or come get in front of me so that I can help them with whatever it is that I need to help them with. That's what separates me from the distributors who are unprepared, don't have any blitz cards, don't have any reps because they're not running an auto ship, and they don't know what they're talking about because they're not even trained to even know and learn the product because they're not using it. So guess what? There you have it. And so you have to get involved, guys. The more that you get involved and sold out on this business, you will find that it's easier to work your business.
I love that. I love that. And I like how you said 25 contacts a day. So it's like you're going to contact those people, whether it's customers, distributors, that's something income producing. And I think that's
and then I do 5 team coaching calls a day. I try to do that 5 minimally a day. And those are quick, guys. Those are scheduled. And typically when I do those coaching calls, they're like 15-minute increments, 20 at max. So when they get on the phone, they know that we're getting on the phone to find out, what did we do last week that worked? Okay, great. We're going to do more of it. What do you need to do different this week? And then we're going to talk about a game plan. And then that's it. So coaching 5 of my key people and also following up with at least, 5 loyal customers, either in my downline or either in my personal business. Because I do have a lot of loyals just throughout the time that have fallen through the cracks. Some of them have come off auto ship. Some of them may not even know and realize some of the new products because guess what? They're not paying attention or whatever the case is, or maybe I hadn't been in contact with them in a few months. So even when I do that, that's a goal to start working on your customer service on a daily basis.
Love that.
And then posting. I mean, that's like,
posting.
You'll never skip a day without putting something up to say, hey, I'm open for business. So yeah.
I like that. Okay. What about this? Tell me, what would you say if someone says, like, how does your life look different from before it works to what it's done?
Whoa, glory. I just feel like running down the street on that one. How does my life look different? Oh, Lord. Oh, gosh. That is like 100 reasons right there. Seriously, guys, before it works, I was not a homeowner. Before it works, I did not own my own car. I had a company car. I now own 2 of my dream cars in my driveway. I have my own home now that I'm a homeowner. My first home bought was a home that I would only dream of living in previously, like maybe one day, but not so soon as it happened. I do not go to bed worried about income anymore. I had 30 plus years of that, guys, of stressing out, trying to figure out how I'm going to take care of my 3 little girls. And it was just a lot. I don't go in the store no more and worry about, can I afford something? I don't have to go to the grocery store and put stuff back. I don't have to count up gas money and debate if I'm going to fill my tank up. And then not go places because it had to last for the week. Like, I've been there. I'm not on government assistance, not on food stamps. I've had a season where I was on food stamps before with my children. I don't have to be told what doctors I can take my kids to. I can take them wherever I want. I don't have to travel just at family's house. I can go wherever I want to go with my kids. I don't have to wait to see if one of my family members can accommodate us or how we're going to get there. I don't have to pick and choose if I'm going to pay this bill or pay that bill. I mean, it's countless things that are just mind blowing that 3 years ago, I was wishing. 3 years ago, I was wishing. And so, guys, I stopped wishing and I started working. And through this business, it came so fast. It came so fast. But, guys, that's because I cut the TV off those first 6 months. That's because when everybody was saying, oh, my God, how you going to be selling some health and wellness, girl, and you ain't even fit like that? Guess what? I kept going. I kept going. I kept going. And guess what? And I'm still going. And guess what? I didn't let those other people inflict their lack of belief or opinions on me. I did what I had to do for mine. And now, fit or not, their bank account is fluffy and fat. So it doesn't matter what they think at the end of the day. Does it, Sherry Lynn?
No,
of course.
Girlfriend. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you, man. That was awesome. No, I know I got people blowing me up, telling me it was so awesome and what they needed to hear. And thank you. Thank you so much for that. I mean,
appreciate you having me. I love you. I love your energy. I'm telling you, the first time I saw you on stage was at a one conference. And I just remember hearing, Sherry Lynn, I'm coming. And this girl just came out on the stage and was like talking 80, 900,000 miles an hour. And I was like, who is that? Her energy was so high, y'all. I mean, it was like through the roof high. I was like, Lord, did she take 17 shots of greens before she hit the stage? I mean, the energy, I've never seen nothing like it. And then we got a chance to connect, and your energy is just so, it just draws people in. People want to be around you. You are absolutely hilarious. And I just am honored to be on this call because I know that you don't just put people on your call. I don't do that for my team. I don't just have random people just popping on. I'm very selective of who I lay in front of my team. So to have an opportunity to speak to your team, another top 10 team in this company, guys, it's just an honor because you were an inspiration to me when I joined 3 years ago. I mean, you were getting started, and then right after that, y'all was like boom, boom, boom. And it just was, I kept seeing your name. And so this is good stuff. I'm excited.
Well, I'm thankful for you and just thankful for your realness and just like your heart and your passion and your work. I mean, it's, you from the outside looking in, you're someone that makes this fun. You walk in confidence and you hustle and you put in the work and you're reaping the benefits, and you deserve that. And what you're doing, every single person on here can do the same. I love how you said you stop, you stop wishing and you start working. And so love it. Thank you so much.
The next time you ask me to speak, just let me know I can stay in my bed because I was in the bed, girl. And I came down 3 flights of steps to get this off. Try to be all professional, and you hop on the Zoom, and you in your It Works t-shirt and some fluffy pillows behind you. I appreciate you, girl.
I'm telling you, my allergies have me a hot mess. Someone actually messaged me, "Are you sick?" And it's like, I know I'm looking a hot mess when they're asking them.
Girl, me and Zoe was a hot mess in that bed. We've been in the bed together all day like we're crazy. So look.
I think John was like, "Are you staying there?" I was like, "Uh-huh." He's like, "Okay."
And listen, they called me, corporate called me from Surf and Turf today, and they were trying to get me to go on the second one, and I said no. I said, which one is Sherry, Lynn, and John going on? And they told me, and I said, put me down. They said, are you sure you can't do it? I said, you heard me. Put me down. I'm going with Sherry, Lynn, and John to the Surf and Turf. I'm not going to be on that swamp buggy with some people that I feel got my back, okay?
I got you, girl.
It's gonna be so fun.
I'll wrestle the gators for you. Don't worry.
That's it. I love it, y'all. I'm so excited to be able to share some time with y'all, and congratulations to you two for earning the Surf and Turf, guys. I mean, I need your team to understand that all the ambassador teams that are there, only 14 of them are going. Okay, so you have an ambassador that leads from the front. You have that. What y'all see, sometimes we look at other teams and think, oh my gosh, if I had her, or oh my gosh, if I had this team. I know my team probably, some of them may look at other teams and think, oh, if I had that team. But guys, let me just tell you, you want the leader that leads from the front. You want that leader that's in the trenches with you. And you want that leader that's never going to feel that they're too big to lead from integrity, guys. And y'all have that in Sherry and John. They are freaking awesome. So, yeah, I'm excited. And thank you for having me.
Thanks, sis.
Thanks, sis.
Love we love y'all. Okay, everyone. Well, y'all go back to Cammie's page. She went live at 8:30 with some info on the how to use the keto coffee to grow our business. So make sure you click on her page. There's a live up there. We'll share it to the team page. And then Thursday night, Dr. Don is also, I'm going to find out the time, is going to be going live. So we don't want to miss that and hear him explain how it all works. Okay. Love y'all. Hope everyone has a good night. Bye.
Have a good night, guys. Bye.